not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness. We will reach greatness when every American is fully engaged.
Donald Trump's first presidential campaign vowed to make America great again, of course. His second vows to keep America great. Democrats don't have a response to that. Today, the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, offered one. Actually, America, not impressive at all. Cuomo's office later released a statement saying the governor does think America is great, but that is a sham. He spoke. The crowd applauded. He basked. For the left, bashing America's entire history is winning political rhetoric. They believe the wrong kind of people lived here then, and they're not shy about saying so. Lawrence Jones is a radio host, and he joins us tonight. Lawrence, do you think, just as a political matter, leaving aside the objective questions about how great America was or is now, do you think that's a winner to get up and say, you know what, kind of a crappy country, actually? Is that the kind of thing that gets people to the polls?
Well, it depends on who you're trying to get to the polls, Tucker. If you're trying to get average-day citizens that, believe in America, believe in the ideals of America, then maybe it's not the best strategy. But if you're going to a full-blown socialist agenda where you want to fundamentally change America as it is, because if I'm quite honest, Tucker, that's what this all is about. They don't like America because they don't like the ideas of America. They want us to become a socialist country, which is really anti-American. That there's nothing further than to the left and far away from America than the socialist agenda.
But isn't that kind of the opposite of the person you want leading you? I mean, if the coach of your team thought the team was terrible, had contempt for the players, if the officer in charge of a platoon thought his men were unimpressive and their lives were worthless, I mean, those would be really bad leaders. You don't want someone running your country who has contempt for the country, do you?
Yeah, you don't, but this is a new age. We're not talking about reasonable people. I mean, these are people that believe that the Constitution needs to be ripped up. They believe that ICE needs to be dismantled. They hate law enforcement. They hate the freedom of speech. These people don't believe in the ideal of America, if you see where I'm getting at. And so if they can get us to some type of third world country, some socialist Venezuela, because that's essentially what's going to happen. You're going to destroy the country with this agenda. They will be totally fine because in their eyes, the theory works.
I have to say, I mean, I've focused on Cuomo because he's obviously so unimpressive. By the way, his father, Mario Cuomo, in his famous 1984 address to the Democratic Convention, said exactly the opposite. He celebrated the opportunities America had given his family. But Cuomo's not alone. Today, Hillary Clinton tweeted in support of a girl who kneeled during her school's Pledge of Allegiance. She said this, quote, "It takes courage to exercise your right to protest injustice, especially when you're 11, dopey exclamation point. Keep up the good work, Mariana." So when you kneel for the Pledge of Allegiance, what exactly are you protesting? What, quote, injustice are you protesting, I wonder?
Well, I try not to get into kids and getting involved in the political process.
I agree.
I think it's fun, but if we're going to go with the liberal talking point of the injustice in this country, talking about the criminal justice issue, why don't we ask Hillary Clinton, where was she when her husband was declaring the war on drugs, which dismantled many communities? Where was she when she supported liberal mayors like in Baltimore, where there's corruption, not just in the local government, but the local businesses, where the rich, powerful, and well-connected play by different rules, why black kids and black families and their families are dismantled, while people that look like them say, hey, I'm for you guys, but they vote differently. They are partnering with the lobbyists, the special interest group, really not helping the community. So Hillary Clinton, instead of you taking a knee and getting behind an 11-year-old, why don't you tell us about your policies and that your husband and you support so much?
So if your idea, I mean, this is a sincere question, but if you were 70 years old, you're looking back on your life, and you realized, hey, my ideas produced Baltimore, how would you feel about yourself? Wouldn't you feel contrite?
Well, you should feel real horrible, but these people don't feel like it's their fault. In the eyes of them, this is the Republicans' fault, even though they have controlled cities like Baltimore, Chicago, and I would admit, the cities suck. They are in a bad shape.
Yes, they
but
do.
It's because they won't get away from that agenda. They aren't for the community, and they allow people that look like me say that they're for the community, but they're really not. And I would say the right should be cautious of the same thing. We have people that act like they're for the conservative movement. They look like me. They say they're black conservative, but when you look at their profile, they're trying to take away liberties as well. So it's not a party thing. It's about an American thing. And if we're going to believe in the values that were founded in this country. Now, liberals would tell me, well, Lawrence, it wasn't founded for you. Like the Second Amendment is not for you. Well, guess what? The Second Amendment is mine now, and I don't intend on giving it back to you guys.
The great Lawrence Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you. Amen.
Thanks, Tucker.
Vermont